Sharpie scars on chipped porcelain screaming, we are all spinning tops. Little gyroscopes of chaos, blind nature crackling her knuckles behind curtain, dating to blink, where the ghost of now pours gasoline into our rib cage. Flat earth, flat soul, flattened by algorithms, tasting like sugar, rotting like bleach, empty boobs, bouncing, tasting like sugar, empty boobs, bouncing in slow motion, the cosmic joke with a wrinkled, wicked jiggle. The universe giggling while we fumble with our shirts. I carve my name next to a crooked heart. Welcome, travel siblings. I carve my name next to a crooked heart, next to a phone number that probably dials the void. Outside, a telephone pole hums like a monk on fire. Birds on a line tapping out Morse code for the end of days. Whimsical external forces play doctor with our timelines, checking the pulse of a dying century, prescribing midnight screams swallowed like aspirin. Empty of love, I chase the ghost of now down alleys of neon static. Welcome, Angie Burke. The itchy butt of the universe scratching itself raw. I want to tattoo my heartbeat on a cosmic comet's tail, but my hands are busy turning dreaming books into Molotov cocktails, pages of flame. I picture the flat earth crowd launching cardboard rockets off the edge just to prove the circle wrong. Other nights, I watch the ceiling paint peel and remember every spinning top wobbles. Entropy isn't a villain, it's a dance partner. It's a dance partner with scuffled shoes and a grin that never blinks. Bathroom wall graffiti becomes scripture. Telephone wires, veins for electric guitar players, for electric prayers, birds, prophets in static, and feathers, wings spelled out. A gospel of beauty, a beautiful decay. We are all scribbles. We are all half-erased equations. We are all love notes to a universe that keeps playing doctor with our fragile, fevered hearts. And still, in the crackle between seconds, in the twitch of neon eyelid movements, I taste a flicker of something tender. Not salvation, not order, just the raw bite of existence and the taste of a lover in a world that dreams of beauty. We are doing a couple different things here today. That was a prompt written AI poem, taking prompts out of my book of poetry. This is my book of poetry found on bathroom walls. I just took words right out of it and and lines and so forth, and we shove it into a AI prompt generator, and that's what we got. But I also wanted to do more blind drawings. welcome. Welcome, Shantos. Welcome, Demak. Welcome, Angie and Travel Siblings. Though my blind drawings are probably pretty boring because I seem to do the same thing over and over again. You know, I did mention one time that, you know, drawing is not my my first love, but let's see if we can make some cartoony shapes, cartoony faces. All right, we'll just do that. And maybe this is like a mustache right underneath the nose here. You know, my drawing isn't any more advanced than what it was when I was like 16 taking art in high school. Maybe we'll just kind of trail it off here. I wish I had a hairline like this again. Kind of a blind drawing. This is a great exercise for all y'all if you are challenged with the pen. Welcome, John. I am going to try to add something new to my my live streams. Once I finish the project of decluttering my bedroom, which is also my studio space, my indoor studio space, so I can accommodate bringing in my effects pedals, a mixer board. I don't know if I can connect the mixer board into this phone. I don't know if I can do that, but maybe. But you know, when I see people do live music, John, I often think about you because people do live music on these vertical lives all the time, and I think you can do that too. I really do. You can use your telly to do that. Yeah, I can try it, and I don't know when it'll happen because I still haven't done that cleaning project yet. But I don't have the space yet to go bring my pedals in. But I think this looks actually, you know, it looks better on the screen than it does here. Let's try another one. Maybe we'll just do, you know, maybe we'll just do it this way. Some kind of a nature scene here. A tree? Maybe a tree? I have tried closing one eye. But this time I'm just looking in the mirror here. So we're just kind of looking in the mirror, closing one eye, kind of doing a nature type of scene. Maybe it's like a tree ant. Maybe that's what I'm doing, a tree ant. You know, well, John's the gardener. He's a professional gardener kind of guy. He kind of looks like a dude too. We got the texture of the tree, and maybe come in here with some grasses. You can hear the creatures in the great outdoors chitter chattering away. I wonder what kind of bird that is. Sarah Baker, welcome. Maybe these are kind of like those thistle things. Some of them. Totally blind drawing. Well, it's not really kind of blind. It's all backwards, like looking in a mirror. I was just thinking, John, in terms of your channel, and you know what? I'm gonna see if I can access. Let me go see how this is. Let me change the account. Where are we looking at? John, no. Let's go. Let me see if I can go into this live here. Where are we looking at? John, no. Hey, this is pretty clear. Let's go look at, let me find you, John, here. I'm going to go to your channel. And I'm going to post a link in the chat to okay. Support John. I'm linking to your channel, John, here. So if anybody wants to go to John, he's got a lot of cool stuff on his channel. You can go check out his channel, and he is a musician, and he's a real funny guy, especially when he does his, like, when he's on his way to a job site or work. He's in the car and he's narrating the trip as he's zipping through a town. And so, yeah, he's a real funny guy. I just recommend going, checking out his channel, and give him your support, give him your love, give him some of your attention. If you can someday, that's good. Anyways. My tree was kind of weird. This is kind of weird. It's really kind of strange. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just too weird. Well, you're welcome, John, but, you know, like I said, I do think we should try live content. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna look out over here and try to do some kind of thing from nature. Lord Snooty. Look harder. Okay. Well, you know what? If I'm gonna do this out of my bad eye. Everything is blurry. Just letting you know, everything is blurry because that's it. They're both bad eyes, actually. You did a live video, good. Good. We'll go watch your live video. Go do the rewatch of it sometime. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What am I gonna do here? The funny faces are better. Well, okay. What's that noise? Is that a woodpecker? Yeah, no, you should try more because one doesn't do it. Is it same ship that you replace on every board, huh? Let's just see. I'm gonna try if I can do one of those thistles. I can't really see it at all. I'm gonna kind of looks like this, and then it has a stem that kind of goes down like this, then maybe another one comes out like that with a little fuzzy thing on top of it. Another one over here, but kind of more like that, and it has a bit of a kind of a fuzzy head thing like that, and maybe some of these little things that go off like this. Kind of a thistle. It takes a little while, John, to get the hang of doing live streams. So don't give up after that one. Well, Dino, what we're doing, I'm doing drawings that I can't see. I'm gonna switch over to do some AI prompt poetry. It looks like hell, but it's all right. I can't see. I'm gonna switch back and do some. There's enough prompts here in the let's see if I can use the. Okay, we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn the. Okay, let's see. Does this work? Does this work? Okay, we're going to do microphone access while using this app. Okay, write a poem in the style of Charles Bukowski and Raymond Carver using these prompt lines and words. What are you doing? Is a ship the same ship if you replace every board? Don't let your left brain logical side overrule your right eye. Yes, I did one video. What more do you want from me? The answer to your art is practice, but also look harder. Thank you. Thank you. I am resting now. What the F are you doing right now? Hello, hello, hello. Write the poem right now using those prompts. Let's see what it does. You like Charles Bukowski's work? All right. And here it comes. I'm using prompts right out of the chat. Okay. What are you doing? That's the question the coffee asks as it looks cool on the table. Steam curls like a lazy ghost. I stare at the mug and wonder if a ship is the same ship after every board is replaced. My hands don't have an answer, just calluses and a faint... I lost my place. My hands don't have an answer, just calluses and a faint smell of soap. Don't let your left brain, the accountant of excuses, overrule your right eye. The right eye knows it twitches at the sign of cheap neon and bad luck. It recognizes beauty hiding in dirty ashtrays and rain-puddled alleys. Yes, I did one video. What more do you want from me? The world wants a new trick every hour, but I'm just a man with a beat-up pen and a tired old spine. The answer to your art is practice, but also look harder, be harder. Look until the walls begin to confess their names, until a cigarette stub becomes a galaxy collapsing in slow motion. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm resting now. I'm not dead. I'm just taking a breath, a sigh, while roaches plot their next parade, and in the quiet, the question slides back in, sharp as a bottle cap underfoot. What the fuck are you? I shrug. Maybe the ship, maybe the boards, maybe the salt water just keeps eating us alive. Debbie, thank you. Welcome. When I go, I don't want to go backwards. Okay. All right. We'll see if we don't have enough chats to do another one. You never lied to each other from moment to moment. We lied about one another. Dean Reuters. Boy, this feels like a real deja vu moment. Like I've been here doing this before. I think it was like last fall I was doing something just like this, but I wasn't using an AI, the chat GDP to write the poem. I think I was just doing it off the top of my head, which I can do. We never lied to each other. We never lied. Moment to moment, we go through, we breathe in and out, we sigh of relief. Look at the sky. It's kind of hazy, but I can't see any clouds. There are no dark clouds in the sky. Moment to moment, the air lies to us. We go backwards in time, forward in time, backwards and forwards. We slip it in, we slip it out. A question forms between my ears. It says hi. It says bye. It says I am going to subscribe to these thoughts flowing out from the ground like a tree popping up through the earth, grabbing a hold of the air and bringing it down into itself. Because what is above, so as it is above, it becomes as it is below. As it is above, as it will be below. Heaven reflects the ground. The sky is an extension of the ground. We go backwards, we go forwards. We know something, but we cannot put that something into words. Articulate a feeling. That feeling when you exhale after a job well done. All right, that was right off the top of my head. You know, I really don't need ChatGPT to do these things because I can do that kind of writing all out of my head. I wasn't always able to do this. I can tell you because when I lived up in Seattle. I moved up to Seattle years and years ago. I'm not living in Seattle now. I live in the town of. I live in rural Oregon, in the foothills of the coastal mountains. But I 20 years ago, 22 years ago. Shalom, John Doe. I moved up to Seattle for job opportunities, but I also went up there for the spoken word poetry scene. And I remember a lecture. I think I heard it on the radio. I don't know where I heard it from. It might have been at the Hugo House, but it was of a Native American talking about the oral tradition and writing. You're in Denver, Colorado. How to write without paper. How to tell stories without paper. How to write without writing, and just writing in an oral sense. And so I have been practicing this art for years. First on paper. And I think there was a poem that I wrote back then. And let me see if I can remember it. I was working at a shoe store. My first job in Seattle, I worked for this crazy foot doctor, and she sold these Z-Coil shoes, the spring shoes, and I was selling shoes, you know, kind of like Al Bundy and Married with Children, except I wasn't married and I didn't have any children. And I was working at this crazy foot doctor and egomaniac. So anyways, and I wrote this poem. I wrote it down all in my head, and then I wrote it down on paper, and I used to perform it everywhere. I performed it hundreds of times, and I want to see if I can remember it. And if I F it up, well, I guess I'll just go on from there. But it kind of goes something like this. It takes hours, buckets of cold showers to erase your signature from my mind, because I am in a bind. Oh, geez, and I forgot it. I guess I don't have it written. You know what? I'm gonna have to come back. I can't write it. I can't remember it. I'm sorry. Signature of your mind. I'm in a bind, because I wrote it about one of my coworkers, and she had this. I just listened to her voice on the other end of it. She was in another office in Ballard, and I listened to her voice. She just had a beautiful voice, and I just loved the sound of her voice. She's a beautiful woman too. And anyways, it takes hours, buckets of cold showers to erase your signature from my mind. I'm in a bind. How do I make this rhyme? The next verse could be something like this. Quivers, shivers, fevers, levers, burning hot magma, melting innards, gizzards ejecting stones, bones, demonstrative, gooey-eyed memories. What is this dribble that I scribble to you on the page? Beautiful, sexy babe. I love that thing you do with your tongue through my ear, tickling my brain. The squishy wetness is kind of queer, when in fact you are not even here, but talking miles away on the telephone. So that's kind of what the poem was. It wasn't exactly that. I dropped out all the pieces that I didn't remember. H.P. Lovecraft, drink a tea that helps me. All right, let's go through the chat, and I'm going to do another... All right. Let's do it. Write a poem in the style of H.P. Lovecraft using these prompt lines. I drink a tea that helps. Scroll up to see my rhyme. Write without paper. Write without writing. Please elaborate on that. I have trouble rolling up this joint. I have trouble pooping sometimes. Cool waves for us to strive. The sun shines, but the clouds block it. Darkness arrives, and there's nothing to stop it. The river flows as the flowers die. The animals of the forest scream and cry. Will the sunshine come back for us? You know we gotta go with the show. Travel siblings, my homie. You sound like a continental philosopher. This is great. Dino, Denver, shalom. Peace be with you. We are knee deep in it now. All right, let's see what it comes up with. I drink a tea that helps, but only enough to steady the hand that scrolls upward to glimpse the rhyme carved in the firmament. A rhyme older than paper, older than writing itself. Write without paper, write without writing. Please elaborate on that. Whispers the voice in the void like rusted hinges off a coffin door. Its meaning drips like black honey down the walls of my skull. I have trouble rolling up this joint, fingers clumsy beneath indifferent stares, indifferent stars. I have trouble pooping sometimes. A body rebelling against cosmic gravity. Cool waves for us to strive. Yet the sun shines only as a memory. For the clouds, those soft conspirators block it with ancient intent. Darkness arrives and there's nothing to stop it. The river flows as the flowers die. Its waters black as a dream of forgotten gods. The animals of the forest scream and cry, their echoes folding into a geometry too cruel for human reason. Will the sunshine come back for us? The question flutters like a broken winged moth. But the answer hides behind dimensions where time itself gnaws its own tail. We know we gotta go with the show. Travel siblings, my homie, marching across the stage, lit by alien moons, each step a drumbeat for a play. No actor survives. You sound like a continental philosopher. The abyss remarks, amused. This is great. Dino, Denver, shalom. Peace be with you, as if peace were anything but a rumor among collapsed stars. We are knee-deep in it now, knee-deep in the black silt of infinite becoming, where language crumbles, where the tea grows cold, and only rhyme is the scream that ends all syllables. Ron Jeremy's mustache, that seems like somebody I should know who that is. Yeah, all right. Okay, so that whole, okay, scroll, okay. So, write without paper. You got to really work on memory skills. That's for one thing. You have to, it was much easier to do before these devices. These devices have killed our audio memory. So writing without paper, but for me, it began in a creative writing class that I took like the year after I graduated from high school. And we started every class with a timed free write. And the exercise, of course, is you don't think about what you're putting down on the page. You just write whatever comes into your mind, and you write that down. In actuality, you want to go to a state where you are actually doing automatic writing. And so you are not thinking, you're just pulling right out of your subconscious, you're pulling right out of your head, and you're just writing everything down. And it's a writing technique, and then you don't think about it, and that's just the important step, is you train your mind to write stream of consciousness. And it's best to put a timer on it. You start with a blank page with a timer, like 10 minutes. And it also works good too, is if you do this thing with other people, and then you got that moral support, then you read what you wrote afterwards, or you can go through it and edit what you wrote afterwards. Okay, that's your exercise. You do that. You do that right stream of consciousness, and then eventually, this took me like 20, 30 years to be able to, I don't need the paper anymore to do the stream of consciousness. And you're essentially going into your head, you're talking everything out. It's very important in this exercise, when you are writing without paper, that you got to talk it out loud. That's the most important step here. And yeah, that device is called a mobile phone. The mobile phone destroyed our memories. Okay, let's try. We have time for one more, I think. I'm thirsty and I didn't bring any water out here. I've got to pee. It's all I want to be. Can you see what I see when I look through this glass? Half empty, half full. What does it mean? What does it mean? It's just half empty. It's half full. It don't mean shit. It means it's time to fill it up again. Fill that glass up to the brim, and feel your tongue skimming the surface, lapping up that juice like a creature without arms and legs, without opposable thumbs, like your pets in the house, lapping the water up into their mouths. This water of life, it's like a locomotive blasting through your head. The original mobile device was you, walking from here to there, there to here, zipping everywhere around. You can see a plane flies over, like the American dream, a feeble thought, frail by time. The elder walks by, bent over a cane. Memories of a time more simple, stories told of this. But there never was a time. There never was a time when life was easy, when life was simple. Those are just made up things for people who forgot what it was really like. That party you had as a kid, your parents singing happy birthday, but wasn't your birthday. It was your twin brother's birthday who was born first. You felt disappointment in that moment because you thought it was your birthday. But years later, you remember it as our birthday, and how good that ice cream tasted the first time you had it. How good your family was. Having picnics out in the sun, you didn't remember the anxiety you felt when your dad came home from work yelling, screaming, violent thoughts flashing out of a mouth. You don't remember any of that. You just remember that birthday cake, candles blazing, people singing happy birthday, and the fun of the games in that moment. That's the nostalgia. The nostalgia of yesterday that is a lie baked into your head. You should say goodbye right now to those lies. Bye-bye lies. They don't exist. A stream of consciousness flows out your mouth through a pen onto the paper, drenching those fibers with your emotion, like rain falling from the sky yesterday. Yesterday, a locomotive blast through your finger onto the page. Well, how about that? Ron Jeremy's mustache. You know what, Ethan K., if you're still there, we're going to do one more prompt-driven poem. Write a poem in the style of H.P. Lovecraft meets Charles Bukowski, using these prompt lines. It looked like Ron Jeremy's mustache. A locomotive blew through the town, bringing a lot of inspiration together in one place. The wind blows hot out of an arse. Scroll up, scroll down. The sun sets now. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We went to the same school as you. School sucks. It rained again yesterday. The fibers of the page melt with each stroke of the pen. The American dream is broken. The American dream is like a Ron Jeremy film. The American dream is like an Allen Ginsberg poem. The American dream is like a rolled joint. The American dream is like a cup of shroom tea. Will the sunshine come back? The forest animals run for their lives. And the last line will be, I can't hear you speak in the wind. Let's see if that works, if that something happens with that. All right, it timed out, so I didn't get all of that in. Shoot. Crap, I hate this damn fucking machine sometimes. It's like I had all these great lines. Oh well, they are recorded in the live, but we'll just see here. It looked like Ron Jeremy's mustache, thick, damp, and wrong in ways the dictionary refuses to catalog. A sign of something ancient that still reeks of cigarette ash and cheap whiskey. The wind blows, but tonight it carries more than dust. It carries a whisper like 1,000 rats gnawing the alphabet into a hymn of despair. Then a locomotive blew through the town, steel, thunder, a scream of iron and oil, splitting the night wide open like a priest's skull on a forgotten altar, bringing it a lot of inspiration together into one place. Yeah, that's what the papers said, but the faces at the bar turned pale, their beers trembling, their eyes reflecting a darkness older than debt. The wind blows, another locomotive blew through the town. That engine, that same engine, a new beast wearing the same skin, but it doesn't matter. Does it matter? With every arrival smells like rusted eternity. I kept drinking, my glass a small defiance against whatever crawled behind the stars. The bartender shrugged. It's just a train, he said, but his left hand wouldn't stop shaking. Outside the tracks pulsed faintly like veins beneath a dying god's flesh. Somewhere deep in that cosmic yard, the universe wheezed. An endless locomotive wheezed, bringing every rotten inspiration together in one place. And the wind kept blowing, carrying the mustache's phantom stink, the echo of steel wheels, and the quiet certainty that we were all already passengers. Well, I think I'm going to close this thing out. You know, the sun's starting to set up there. Can you see it? I think my voice can handle one more. Let's do one more. I have a policy. You have a phone. Huh. All right, let's try one more. I don't know if people like this content. Oh, there's nobody looking in. Okay. Okay, well, let me see. This is kind of fun. We're going to do it again. Now I got to make sure it, okay. write a poem in the style of Allen Ginsberg meets William Burroughs, using these prompt lines. How's life, buddy? Hey, hey, hey. I have a stupid phone policy at school. Stupid school. Mean, ween, beans. The sun is setting on this page. The screen goes dark. Ron Jeremy's mustache stinks. Cartwheels blowing like tumbleweeds. Why is this poem sucking so much? I hear a sucking sound deep like a throaty roar in a cup. The ocean comes in big waves. A bouncing ass kisses a seat. A train comes into town with a phantom stink. The universe wheezed. The left hand won't stop shaking. Outside, the tracks pulsed like a heartbeat. I kept drinking small sips of defiance. This track smells of rusted eternity. The beast wears rotten skin. The rapture never came. Let's try that. Let's try this. Okay, let's go for it here. Hey, life. How's life, buddy? Hey, hey, hey. I got a stupid phone policy at school. Stupid school, mean, ween, bean. The hallways smell of disinfectant and adolescent fear. And the sun is setting on this page like a dying monk's eyelid. The screen goes dark. Ron Jeremy's mustache stinks of cosmic Vaseline and worm rot. Cartwheels blow like tumbleweeds through my cortex. I mutter, why is this poem sucking so much? But the question opens a hole in the night, and I hear a sucking sound deep, a throaty roar in a paper cup. The ocean coming. The ocean is coming in big waves, big waves, big throaty waves pounding the pier of my frontal lobe. A bouncing ass kisses a seat. A train comes into town with a phantom stink. The universe wheezed like a dying accordion. The left hand won't stop shaking. Outside, the tracks pulse like a heartbeat. I keep drinking small sips of defiance, cheap bourbon dripping like rusted eternity. This track smells of forever and machine sweat. The beast wears rotten skin. The rapture never came, never will, just static and neon and this stubborn breath. Let's try that. Let's try this. Hey, 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 cut the page. Splice the night. Scream into the walls. Sweat syllables. Life's a stupid school, but the lesson's clear. Keep rolling the cartwheels. Keep drinking the darkness. Keep writing when the screen goes black, even when that mustache stinks, even when the universe coughs blood and calls it jazz. Well, thank you. Thank you, travel siblings. Thank you, Joshua Madden. Thank you, John. Thank you, Straight Bat. Thank you, Ethan K. That was a good prompt. Thank you, V. Thank you, Dino. Thank you, TYM6A4. Thank you, Loyal Respect. Thank you, HP Lovecraft. Thank you, John Doe. Thank you, Debbie51. Thank you, Gorgon Black. Thank you, Lord Snooty. Thank you, Chaos. Thank you, Sarah Baker. Thank you, Angie Burke. Thank you, Santosh Bikosh. Thank you, everyone, for being here and hanging out with me. The sun has set. It's gone down there. Now it's time to make dinner. Thank you for those 13 likes. And hopefully some of you decided you wanted to subscribe to this channel. I'll be doing more of these things if you like them. If not, I won't do any more. More blind drawings, more art, and more talk. More talk like yesterday. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. I have some other guests that I want to have on. I want to have on a poet artist. I just need to get a hold of them. Anyways, thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.